Hi everyone, this is daveac and this is my vblog 203 for Friday the 8th of June 2012, and I've absolutely got to really rush. Yes, we have got a fleeting look at Dark Shadows, but I've only just got into it, so I'll just have you a little glimpse of it and then we'll do more. There's too much to fit in, lots of tech, sport, wine, one piece of sad news. Well, let's mention the sad news first. The writer of Fahrenheit 451 and, of course, other very famous books, Ray Bradbury, has just died, aged 91, I think he was. Very sad to hear that. The Culture Collective, by the way, on this Sunday, that is at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, on Torture ID 54821, we'll be doing From the Mind of Ray Bradbury. So please try and listen to us on that. Anyway, lots to get in. There's been the ending of the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, of course, 4-day events. We had a double bank holiday for that, Monday and Tuesday. There was a fabulous concert on the last night. Unfortunately, the Duke couldn't be there because he'd taken ill, but they had a fabulous show, and then there was a great firework display from the roof of Buckingham Palace. My friend Jack had gone down the day before to see this flotilla down the Thames, and he had mixed emotions about it. It was a really great event, but the weather was atrocious. I mean, watching it on TV here, you could hardly see anything from some of the cameras. And of course, even though he'd gone down, people had been camping overnight, so there was about 10 or 15 rows in front of him, and he was having trouble seeing. And he was a little bit disappointed as well of the way the Navy was represented. Of course, it's been massively cut down here in the UK. I think the British Navy is now down to 30 ships, and I think there was only actually one naval presence there. And I think he was disappointed when he listened back afterwards that the actual commentators didn't give much about some of the naval history. He was hoping that, some of the boats that went to D-Day and that would be there. Anyway, a great 4 days of national celebration. Lots of other things going on. There's been the big E3 technology complex, I don't know what you call it, big event, and that of course had the Xbox 360 giving their spiel. Then the second day was PlayStation 3 and then Nintendo. And I managed to watch all of those. I think you can find them on YouTube. They each last about an hour and a half. The biggest surprise to me was the fact that they were trailing things that weren't going to come out until October of this year and even into 2013. Of course, what they're trying to do is to say, buy our system because it's got an awful lot coming. Of course, the Wii U was only the only real new hardware that was being pushed out, and I think the Nintendo DS D3 with the Xbox and the PlayStation 3, it was all about software, all about broadening their entertainment, all about getting music and films as well as the games, and using. Each one wanted to use their system as the portal, which of course is rather difficult because in the TV manufacturing world, Samsung and LG and others and Sony are all trying to make the TV an intelligent TV, that can stream. And they were all banging on about Netflix and Amazon Video and all these other streaming. And of course, what's coming up soon is the Apple. Apple always have theirs as a standalone thing. So there's a lot rumoured about Apple. The OS operating 6 for the phones and iPads may well be announced. There will be new MacBooks announced, and they may be a new phone announced. There's a lot of rumours going around. Big week for tech. Sport, unbelievable. I mean, it was the Monte Carlo rally. There's the big the football going on. That's going on virtually every night. The tennis, I'm watching the French tennis from Roland Garros. Absolutely fabulous. I would tell you who the two male players were in the final, but it might disappoint. And the women's matches have been equally spectacular too. And I should just say that I won't name who's in the final of the men's, but whichever one of them wins will go down in the history books for two different, very different reasons. So it is going to be, and that is on Sunday. I'm going to have one eye on that while I'm doing the cult and collecting. What else? Oh yeah, Transit of Venus. This is the last time that people who are alive today will have a chance of seeing it, because it'll be over 108 years, I think, before it happens again. Having said that, I've just seen on TV yesterday about two siblings, two sisters, that have just gone into the Guinness Book of World Records. One of them is 108 and one of them is 105. So they've got a combined age of, let's do the maths, 213 years. So you never know. Somebody born today could be alive when the next transit of Venus takes place. Fabulous pictures. Well, what else? Oh, even news about the BBC. I think I mentioned this. I'm always hanging on about BBC HD. Well, because of all these sporting events with the Olympics coming up, and remember they're going to have these extra 24 streams of video. Oh, and by the way, internationally, YouTube have announced that in countries that haven't already got the rights for the Olympics, YouTube are going to be streaming a lot of the Olympics this year. But the BBC have finally gone back up to their high quality of 1920 by 1080. And if I mentioned it last week, sorry if I'm repeating myself, but really, to me, that is a big deal. And I have actually noticed that the pictures are looking a little bit better and a little bit crisper. Pause for breath, David. Dramatic pause. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll take a little break now and mention that I've finally got around to looking at Dark Shadows. This is the original TV series, 20 episodes plus extras. And I've just got it up on the sort of scene setting bit. Now, remember, this is from way back, so it is in black and white. And we're going to hope it's not going to stutter after being stood for so long. Here we go, let's hit play. I think it's going. We're all right.
My name is Victoria Winters. My journey is beginning. A journey that I hope will open the doors of life to me and link my past with my future. A journey that will bring me to a strange and dark place, to the edge of the sea, high atop Widow's Hill, a house called Collinwood, a world I've never known, with people I've never met, people who tonight are still only shadows in my mind, but who will soon fill the days and nights of my tomorrows.
The atmospheric. Just a few seconds longer and I will do more another week.
The story of Dark Shadows begins in the summer of 1966 with the arrival of Victoria Winters in Collinsport, Maine, a small fishing village. Vicky has been hired by the wealthy Collins family to be governess to 9-year-old David Collins. The mistress of Collinwood, Elizabeth Collins Stoddard, has not left the estate since the disappearance of her husband, Paul Stoddard, 18 years ago. Elizabeth's brother Roger and his troubled son David also reside in the great house, along with Elizabeth's 18-year-old daughter, Carolyn.
And I'm going to stop it there. Very difficult to show much more of these things. Again, I'm showing them not to breach their copyright, but just to actually recommend them as things to watch. I've watched further on than that, obviously, but we'll come back to Dark Shadows another time. It's not going to dampen my mood, though, because I've got, in the next few minutes, what else could I mention about there? No, I'm going to go straight onto 2 wines. And I'm going to start with the wine that I've got for this show, and then I'm just going to show you the wine that I was tasting on my Big and Fruity. Remember, I do the Big and Fruity Wine podcast on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 10 p.m. in the UK, and that's on TalkShoe ID 112272. And by the way, just got it accepted on the BlackBerry network. That's the mobile phone Blackberries, so it should be listened to on that. Okay, the wine. Now, I've had a similar wine to this from this stable of wines. Faustino, I think that is how you pronounce it. 7. It's a Rioja. Focus, please, for me. It's not behaving, is it? Let's go around to the back label. And a great innovation. There we are. We're going 13% by volume. Let me just go back. And I've not done it for this one, but there we are. Freeze frame. Lovely. It was about £6.50. It was reduced from usually about £8. So that's under $10, normally $12. In actual fact, the innovation isn't on that, it's on the next week. I've suddenly realised when I'm groping to remember the price of these wines, the most recent wines I bought, I've actually written the price on the back. So we won't make that mistake again, David. Well, here it is poured out. It's actually been opened since last night because I was talking to Ian, the Sixth Doctor, who has now been accepted with Naked Wines. And he wanted to share with me the opening of his first Naked Wine bottles. It was a California Merlot. I can't just bring the name to mind, but the point is we did a little interview, and on the next Big and Fruity I'm going to play that interview with Ian of his tasting of his first Naked Wines. That's Naked Wines in the UK. They've moved into Australia and they have moved into the United States, and Ian is one of their beta testers. So anyway, this Rioja, I mean, I love these Spanish Riojas. They're becoming my favourite. So let's have a little smell. And it's lovely. It's got that lovely earthy, slightly, forest floor smell. And I think I'm even getting some spice through on the nose. Oh, that really is nice. And it just builds and builds in your mouth. And it really comes through with vanilla, the spice, that slight licorice that I like in these wines, but of course a lot of forest fruits as well. That is absolutely delicious. So let's see. It's got that nice, you want to pucker your mouth. It really is, and that's holding its taste a long time. That deserves another look. Always a sign that I've enjoyed a wine. Faustino 7 Rioja. Did I say the year? I can't see it. And 2009. It's on the neck. Now, in the brief time I've got left, when I was doing my Big and Fruity, I bought a wine from a country that I'd never had wine from before, and it's this. It's a Greek wine, and it's a sweet red wine. It's like a dessert wine, and although I opened this a few days ago, it's been in the fridge because it says you can serve it slightly chilled. So you can either have it as an aperitif or you can have it as a dessert wine. It's very sweet. I suggest if you have it, you only pour yourself, it's only a little glass that, and that's all you really need. And it's fortified wine, it's had brandy added to it, and it's 15%, or actual fact, that's what it says on the bottle. I think it's more like 18%. No vintage, because the grapes are used from different years, and then the brandy's added. Let's have a taste. And that is just like, it says like a port, but it's almost like an Amontillado sherry. It is absolutely delicious, and it smells and tastes of Christmas pudding and plum pudding. If you had one of these at Christmas for the end of the meal, you'd love it. So not really the right time of the year to taste it. That was about It's only about under £5. It's under $8. And I've got to stop 15